In this lesson, we are looking at fractions where we've got a surd in the denominator. And what we want to do is rationalise the denominator. That means getting rid of the surd in the denominator. Remember, a surd is an irrational number. To be precise, it is an irrational root. Let's take a look at the first example. The first question wants us to rationalise the denominator of 17 over root 2. To get rid of this square root of 2, what we can do is multiply by the square root of 2. The square root of 2 times the square root of 2 is just 2. Remember, that's the whole point of a square root. If you multiply it by itself, it gives you the number inside the square root. Now, we want an equivalent fraction, so whatever we've done to the bottom, we have to do to the top as well. 17 times the square root of 2 is simply 17 root 2. And that's it. We have rationalised the denominator of this fraction. The key is to choose a suitable number to multiply your denominator by, and then to do the same thing to the numerator. Here's the second question. Have a go at this one for yourself. Here's the answer. Don't get fooled by the square root in the numerator. All we care about is rationalising the denominator. To get rid of this square root of 3 in the denominator, what we can do is multiply it by the square root of 3. Square root of 3 times the square root of 3 is just 3. The square root of 22 times the square root of 3 is going to be the square root of 66. By the way, this surd here can't be simplified any further, but if it could, we would have to simplify that to see if we could then carry on simplifying the fraction later on. In the next question, we need to rationalise the denominator of this fraction. Now, you might be tempted to multiply by 7 root 5, because what we've done in all the previous examples is simply multiply by the denominator. Now, you could do that and it will give you the right answer, but it will actually create more work. What you need to do is just multiply by the square root of 5. There's no need to multiply by the 7. All we're trying to do, remember, is to get rid of the surd. So 7 times the square root of 5 times the square root of 5 again, well, these square roots of 5 multiplied together just give you 5. So we end up with 7 times 5, which is 35 in the denominator. We do the same thing to the top. 3 times the square root of 5 is 3 root 5. Now, if you did multiply the top and bottom by 7 root 5, you would have got an equivalent fraction, but you would have had a larger numerator and denominator, and you would have had to divide both of them by 7 to simplify it into this form. If you're not sure, try it for yourself and see. Here's the last question. Pause the video and have a go at this for yourself. Here's how you would do it. We're going to multiply the denominator by the square root of 3. So that would give me 4 times the square root of 3 times the square root of 3 again. Those square roots of 3 multiply together to give me 3. 4 times 3 is just 12. So the denominator is 12. Now, multiplying this numerator by the square root of 3, you just need to take a bit of care. We're actually multiplying this whole thing by root 3. So we would have one lot of root 3, which is root 3, plus root 3 lots of root 3. Root 3 lots of root 3 is just 3. So that would be the numerator.